Welcome to the Deep Dive. We really sift through the noise to get you informed. And today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating, Smart Life Streams. It's a company based out of Chicago.
That's right.
Their mission is genuinely big picture, tackling these critical infrastructure problems, energy and water access. But what caught my eye, and probably yours too, is how they do it. They talk about tapping into the invisible. Sounds almost mystical.
It does sound a bit like that, but it's grounded in some really interesting science. They're essentially redefining what we even consider a resource. It's not just about, say, slightly better solar panels. They're figuring out how to harness fundamental things, omnipresent things.
Like what, exactly?
Well, like magnetic forces, the ones just naturally around us, and even the humidity that's in the air. And they use these to create stable, essential services. Think about off-grid places, remote areas, places where the usual grids are unreliable or just, well, not there.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit then. Their main energy project, Energy Stream. You hear it's this revolutionary electromagnetic generation tech. But what makes it truly different? I mean, for someone listening who knows about solar or wind, how is this fundamentally not that? How does it avoid those peaks and troughs?
Right. The core difference is the source itself. Solar needs sun, wind needs, well, wind, obvious, right?
Yeah.
Energy Stream, it taps into something much more constant. The Earth's own natural electromagnetic field, these subtle, persistent oscillations.
Oscillations.
Yeah, tiny fluctuations always happening. They use these proprietary resonance chambers, think of them like really sophisticated antennas. These amplify those tiny variations into usable, stable electricity.
Wow.
And the real kicker, it's designed to run 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. No fuel needed, no sun, no wind.
24/7.
Exactly. That offers just unparalleled reliability. It could fundamentally change things for communities that constantly struggle with intermittent power.
That sounds almost too good to be true. Perpetual energy, essentially. But if it's always on, always generating, what about scalability? Is this powering a laptop, or could it genuinely power, say, a small town? Where is it at right now?
That's a really important question. The tech itself is modular, so it's designed with scalability in mind, from a single building up to maybe a small community. Right now, the focus seems to be on optimizing the efficiency of those resonance chambers for robust output. So early applications, definitely critical infrastructure, off-grid sites where that reliability is paramount. But the long-term vision, absolutely, it includes wider integration.
Okay. Incredible stuff on the energy side.
Yeah.
But they don't stop there. They also tackle water, and this is where it gets really interesting for me. Their water stream technology. Atmospheric water generation. How on earth does it pull pure drinkable water out of thin air? And crucially, they say without any liquid waste.
It's actually a pretty elegant piece of biomimicry. Inspired by nature, think desert beetles collecting dew on their backs. WaterStream uses this novel hygroscopic membrane, basically a super efficient sponge that passively draws water vapor from the air around it. It manipulates conditions inside the system, lowers the dew point, essentially, so the vapor condenses efficiently, even works in relatively dry, arid climates. Then that condensed water is filtered to purity standards, instantly potable.
And no waste. That's key.
Yeah, absolutely key. Unlike desalination, which leaves brine, or some filtration methods with chemical residues, this just outputs pure H2O. That makes it incredibly autonomous, sustainable, a real lifeline where wells or municipal water just aren't an option.
A game changer for water-stressed areas, for sure. But just to push on that, are there limits? Like super low humidity, is it truly global?
Well, naturally, efficiency is better with more humidity, but it's designed to perform even in surprisingly low humidity conditions. The innovation is its passive nature, the internal condensation process. It uses minimal energy compared to, say, older systems that needed lots of cooling power. So yes, it dramatically widens the range of environments where atmospheric water generation is actually viable, much more than we previously thought possible.
So let's pull back then. We've got potentially constant energy, water from air. What does this all mean for us? Smart Life Streams talks about providing autonomy and serenity.
Yeah.
What's the bigger picture impact they're aiming for here?
I think the impact could be profound. You have to connect it to the real world. Imagine isolated communities, suddenly energy independent, critical infrastructure hospitals, communication towers secured against grid failures or natural disasters, reliable backup power and water when the main systems inevitably go down.
Right, disaster relief.
Exactly. Their vision is pretty clear and quite powerful. Vital resources shouldn't depend on where you happen to live or what infrastructure exists. It should be about guaranteed access through smart innovation, building a future where self-reliance for basic needs isn't a luxury, but just possible, an inherent capability.
It is genuinely remarkable, taking these forces we barely notice, Earth's magnetic field, the moisture in the air, and turning them into essentials. It really does shift how you think about resource scarcity, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. This kind of thinking suggests maybe, just maybe, scarcity is less about absolute physical limits and more about our creativity, our ability to, as you said, tap into the invisible potentials all around us. So the question really becomes, what new possibilities does that open up for you when the very air and ground could be sources for life's essentials? Makes you think.